Special guest with us today, Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. It's a high-profile trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin gets underway. Ask her about what she also witnessed firsthand on the southern border as a member of a delegation of lawmakers to tour a facility holding migrant children. Representative Omar, thank you so much for coming back to the program. I want to ask you first about the trip to the border. We've been seeing the pictures, we've been reading, we've been engaged in these debates, but you were actually there at a facility. Did you see something there that surprised you? Did you get a better impression or a different impression that you had going down?
I got a better impression. The facility that we went to was a facility that was being run by a nonprofit where the kids would come after they were in border control facilities. And so it was a much more acceptable conditions that the kids were in than they are at the border facilities. We've all seen the images. It's horrendous what the kids are living through and the conditions that they are still in. And what we got an opportunity to do here was talk to the children and then also talk to, the emergency managers that are putting this facility together to learn from them what we should be doing as lawmakers. And what they recommended was ways that we can expedite this process so that these children are on their way to their families, on their way to facilities that are more permanent in foster centers and places where they can be with sponsors. And it was, I think, very fruitful trip for us as lawmakers and people who have the ability to do oversight.
Representative Omar, you mentioned they're expediting the process. When folks hear that, when kids and their families who might be in Guatemala or Honduras, places where they're coming from, that sounds like just get there and you'll be taken care of. Do you believe that? Again, we're trying to do it humanely, but do you believe we now have policies in place that are encouraging more and more to make that journey here?
I remind my colleagues that it's not the situation they are coming into that is, creating the environment for them to leave. It's the situation they are fleeing. People leave because it's no longer safe for them to stay where they are. They risk everything because they know that risk is necessary in order for them to live. My family took that risk. I was a child who went on a long journey at the age of 8 to find safety at a border in Kenya when Somalia went into civil war. And we were met with humanity and dignity. After living in a refugee camp for 4 years, I had the ability to come here to the United States, to the land of opportunity. These kids are our doors. We have the ability to expedite the process because right now we're treating them inhumanely, to think about what policies we can put in place to mitigate the crisis that's happening with our neighboring countries.
Yeah, and here you are, you're comparing your experience as well, and kids are coming here with dreams, and here you are. You were that kid, and here you are a member of Congress, so that is really something to see. One last thing I have to ask you, of course, Congresswoman, you're from Minnesota, all eyes on Minneapolis, all eyes on your state. What do you anticipate, and maybe even what are you a little anxious about as we watch the first day of the trial of Derek Chauvin?
The murder of George Floyd was very traumatic for our community here in Minneapolis and for the country and the world. This trial is going to unearth a lot of trauma for us. We are a community that knows what it means to not get justice. And so we're anxiously awaiting for this trial to get underway. We know that the police unions are going to spend a lot of resources in defending the police officer who's indicted for the murder of George Floyd. And a lot of us have trust in Attorney General Keith Ellison and his team And so we need justice, and we're just a little on edge on how things will transpire.
All right. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, we appreciate you as always and appreciate you being a friend of the program. I'm sure we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.